Hi, I'm Maria from the Event School London, and today I'm interviewing Ollie Morris. Ollie has been doing a course with us and is now doing an internship. But Ollie, welcome today. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Where are you? That's the important question, really.
So I'm based in, down south of England, so near Brighton.
So
Yeah,
thanks for agreeing to do the time with us
oh, you're
today.
welcome.
So I know that I actually have met you before on the course that you did with
Yeah.
Sharifa, but can I get you to tell us a little bit first about yourself and why you're
Mm,
interested in sports management? Were you
yeah.
interested as a child, teenager? When did that start?
So there's a bit of a backstory to this. So yeah, so at a young age I was sort of into that like football, cricket,
Mm,
F1 sort of crowd, and I was very interested in those type of sports throughout my childhood. And I didn't really, obviously, you don't think about your career when you're that teenage years of like, okay, or high school, you have to concentrate at school, college, and whatever. So what I did was I went to like a catering school and hospitality
okay.
management
Yep. Yep.
course. So I did
Yep.
that throughout my like teenage years up to when I was 18, 19, and then worked 2 years in just in hospitality. I didn't really enjoy it too much, and then I was like, oh, I've had enough of this. I've had enough
Mm,
of full-time work, and I saw this degree. I never thought to do a degree in my life until that point of, okay, I'm interested in event management.
mm,
And the reason why I went into event management especially is because I was like, I've been to a few events. I was always wondered how it's all start, like how is it
mm,
like
mm,
a
mm,
starting like from zero all the way up to the end product.
mm.
And ever since that day of like of knowing I want to do that, I was always been passionate about events. And funny enough, it was literally one day in my room. I asked my mum up and said, "Look, mum, I don't really want to work anymore. I want to go and take a degree." And she was just like gobsmacked, you know. And yeah, like I've never looked back since. So yeah, my degree was in staging and event management
Mm, mm,
at
mm,
UCFB. It's
mm,
like a sports university. It's
mm,
a very small upcoming uni, and it's based in London
mm,
and the Etihad in Manchester. I
mm,
went to the one in Wembley, and yeah, as I said, I've never looked back. And my
mm.
passion is literally events and sports, and hopefully one day, fingers crossed, I'll get into that industry, but
That is-
we'll see.
So while you were doing that with stadium and events management,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
you have a favourite subject, a favourite sort of topic field area that you really
Yeah,
enjoyed?
yeah. So out of 3 years, I was very much of a planner and an organizer, and this one module was event planning. And
Yeah.
ever since that sort of day, I've always been interested in planning, well, planning things or planning events or some sort of planning or project management sort of thing. And yeah, I want to sort of seek into that. So yeah, we'll find out in the future. But yeah, that's what I want to go into, whether it's still in events or sports or outside that sort of industry. But yeah, I'm quite passionate about that sort of neck of the field, basically.
Yeah. Ollie, you did the degree in stadium and event management. What made
Mm,
you decide to then go on and do like the really specialist certificate in sports event management
mm.
with us recently?
Yeah. So with all the COVID-19, it was quite of a hard hitting reality where you've moved home, not said bye to your friends, and you're basically finishing your degree at home.
Mm,
And I had no sort of intentions of doing that. No one really did, really, if you think about it. And so yeah, I was always thinking about where's next and what to do next. What obviously the events industry is on hold, as everyone knows, and the rest of the country is basically on hold. And funny enough, I found the event school in London, looked on the website and found there's like a sports event management course. I was like, okay, that's great. That obviously I want to enhance my learning even more from what I did at degree level. So it sort of finished my degree off quite nicely. It just rounded the whole picture off like in a whole. And funny enough, I finished my degree like the first week of May, and started the course in the first week. So I literally did back back-to-back courses, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was trying to finish my degree off and then start a new course. Yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind at the time, but I'm lucky enough to do it, and got some great connections from that, and learn everything. Well, I learned something new actually. It was really good, and I recommend that sort of course for anyone who wants to go into that neck of the field.
And you did the Tuesday and Thursdays for 4 weeks, was it that?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And that's one of our first online classes that we've done fully online. And you were with Sharifa Wilkinson,
yeah,
lecturer. So how did you find the experience? Like, you've gone from being at uni face to face to doing this online twice a week, 3 hours intense. How was it?
I think it was great. Like, I think when you first use Zoom, you think, okay, well, is this secure enough to start off with, because everyone's using it? But yeah, I think it's a great tool to have. I think with Zoom anyway, I think learning and having a virtual learning center with people around the country or abroad is great. And I think it was more of a personalized sort of learning, where it's a very small class, and Sharifa made it very welcoming and very much of a personalized enhancement of my learning in the sports management, I would say degree, but the course. But yeah, I enjoyed every minute of the course, and her like presence of the like given her approach to her events in the past, and gaining us experience or knowledge what we can put into the future of what we want to do in the future. Yeah, it's very multicultural. It's great. Like, it's fantastic to sort of get those sort of connections.
I think that online side of it, even though we miss being in the classroom with the students, you know, being able to have that kind of relationship and a network that's so broad. We do get a lot of students who come from overseas to study here, but this is different. And if Sharifa, of course, she's had experience in Canada as well as Australia and somewhere else that I forget. So it really is, and especially for events, a really good perspective. Right.
And obviously you have that network now. Everyone tells you about networking, and networking is key and stuff, and it's great to have that. But having those 3 people is perfect. I think even to start off with, you know, I've got a broad connection anyway with LinkedIn, but those 3 people were fantastic, and I cherish sort of a friendship out of that, even from a personal and then a professional level as well. So
on the course, you had a few different guest speakers. Who did you find the most inspiring, and why?
I appreciate all the 3 guest speakers we had, but I definitely highlight Roger Hooker, who's the head of production of Formula E. And to start off with, you think, oh, what is Formula E, right? Like, you always think Formula One. That's the main motorsport in sport you ever watch. But he was so passionate about what he wanted, what he was working at and for, and he made me interested in that sport. So ever since I've watched the documentary they produced a few weeks ago, and I recommend that anyone to sort of watch that, and that just basically gives you detail of what they're trying to do. And obviously with the hot topic of sustainability at the moment, it's a perfect sort of opportunity to sort of seek a new sport. With Formula E traveling around the world, the health and safety is very different in other countries, and yes, be aware of every aspect of that, and risk assessments especially. With what they're dealing with is that they're using high energy resources where they regenerate for the cars basically, and where do you get that power from, right? And they have huge generators, and to have that as a health and safety aspect in the sport is huge, right? Like, you have to have that in mind all the time. And I do sort of feel for him in a way, because you think about Formula One where you literally put the fuel in and then you off you go. But with this, it's very different. It's very high voltage of power that they're dealing with, and if anything goes wrong, it's a complete nightmare, and obviously huge risks to that.
So with all the study you've done in stadiums and events, then seeing guest speakers, not just here, but with your university, have you identified for yourself, like, let's, ignore COVID for a moment.
Yeah.
Have you identified for yourself, like, the ideal role? Is there a dream job for you? Is there a sport that you really want to be involved with?
I don't really have the role in mind. I think I need to experience not each and every department, but like some sort of role so then I would be engaged with that sort of role. But particular sport, I think I always love football and cricket. I think cricket will be the sort of one where I want to sort of go into. I think I know that the 2020 World Cup was meant to be in August, and not August, October, November time. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure what's happening with that. But yeah, maybe in cricket and football. But I think and maybe even like Formula One or Formula E, like some sort of career in that. I think going back to what I'm passionate about is planning sort of project planning. I think that's what I like to sort of go into. But
that leads a little bit into one of my questions about, you've obviously been doing different work experience, etc., but you're now doing a part-time internship for us on online.
Yeah.
Can you tell me just a little bit about what you'll be up to?
I don't want to give too much away. No, but fortunately enough, after the course that I did with the Event School London, yourself, that there was an opportunity to sort of interview students, graduates, teachers, and key experts in the field of the events industry. And I sort of took that opportunity to sort of, okay, well, COVID-19, okay, let's sort of learn something new here of like interviewing someone and sort of editing sort of that final cut, as some people say. And I took that role. I've done two already, two interviews, and they're full of rich information for viewers to sort of take into, and I hope people are watching or will watch the series basically.
With the situation the last 3 months, and even now in our industry, a lot of restrictions are lifting elsewhere, but events are still sort of on hold for anything of any size. Sports we know are happening behind closed doors. So how have you been keeping yourself busy during this time?
Yeah, well, it's tough, I think, physically and mentally. I think with COVID-19 and stuff, and finishing my degree where you're meant to finish at uni, so you know that mental aspect's the hardest, I think, and moving back home. But I think keeping yourself busy, I think that's the thing I took away. I think when I did the sports event management course, I always wanted to sort of enhance my learning even more. So fortunate enough, I did the course with you guys, and then I wanted even more. So I was even in my third year, I always wanted to sort of do a project management course.
Okay, good.
And I think from the last sort of session in the sports event management course I did with you, I then started a project management course. So I've gone from degree sports event management course and then a project management course. I think after this, I think with what I'm doing with the In Conversation series, I think that sort of leads on to something else again. So I think, as I said, keeping yourself busy and and learning. I think I said enhancing your learning is always, you're always going to learn in the future of what you want to. But I think keep on. It's an ongoing process. That's the key, I think.
Absolutely, and it's as you said with the In Conversation series. For you and some of the other interns, it's also about a time when people are actually re-engaging with people they mightn't have seen for a while. The connections. I think I've seen more people and caught up with them this way than probably I did last year.
Yeah.
But well, fingers crossed for our industry to
fingers
open
crossed.
up soon as is safely possible, as they say. And look, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's not goodbye, because of course we'll be seeing you on screen with the announcements for the In Conversations with. So we
I can't wait to get that started. I said I've already done 2 interviews, but there'll be more to come after that. So fingers crossed.
We look forward
to a few more in.
All right. Well, thank you for today.
Thank you.